on the growth process of getting things going, and the pitfalls that may slow them or get them off track. As a coach and someone who really takes pride in helping a lot of the student athletes get to the next level, Coach Maddox, what are some of the biggest hiccups or hangups you see in that transitional phase that concerns you?
Well, the main thing that I try to educate parents to is to be involved through monitoring and asking questions. Don't just rely on the system to basically make their children successful,
Right.
to promote their children, to get the word out on them. They have to have a certain hand in it. And sometimes that has its own fallbacks and pitfalls, because you have some parents who are really good at being a part of the process. Then you have other parents who try to overrule the process.
Right.
So that's a real thin line that they have to work in. But you've got to be aware of what's going on with your child. You got to make sure, especially, athletics are athletic. The athletic people will take care of what they got to take care of if your child is doing all the right things.
Right.
The things that I try to stress as far as the parents are concerned are the academics. You know the climate, and all the coaches and all the individuals you work with know the climate. You can go to every showcase and all-star deal out there.
Right.
They don't qualify academically, and if they're not qualifying through the testing process,
Right.
all of that is for naught.
Right.
All of that is totally for naught, because I've been working with some kids, man, who are great athletes, and they've got great parents,
Right.
but that academic side was lacking.
Right.
And they just didn't, to coin a phrase from a very wise and intelligent man that I know, they didn't do their due diligence. Okay?
Right. Hey, you know what? I find it so often. You see some of the most talented student athletes now, and far more on the youth level. Many of the student athletes walk up to you. I'm like, hey, what's GPA? And they write off with it 3.5, 3.6, 3.7, and they're ready to roll. But as you start to talk to some of the kids who are in high school, maybe a little further along, they'll tell you about the bumps in the road, and their grades ain't quite at the par. I try not to be condescending, but I let parents know off the break. If your son is not a 2.7 or better, going to these camps and these combines and all these different things is a little pointless if the grades ain't right. Your thoughts?
Exactly. But by the same token, and I have to say this, I highly commend this new generation of youth coaches, because these guys are doing a great job of stressing academics. There is such a high number of them out there right now that are holding study halls for their organizations, that are stressing grades, that for your child to even qualify to participate on the team, they have to maintain through the school year a certain GPA. And
Right.
that's why these young men are beginning at that level, are beginning to be more aware of what they are and where they are, and academically what their standing is.
Right.
The other thing is that, and like I said, I've worked with young men who have waited until their junior year or even their senior year, and then come to me and say, Coach, can you help me? I'm not getting any offers. Nobody's looking at me.
Right.
I've been through all of this and I've been through all of that. And the first thing I ask them is which SAT? I haven't taken it.
Right.
Yeah, I haven't taken it. Which ACT? I haven't taken it. Dude,
Are
you should be doing that in your sophomore year.
Right.
You know?
A lot
What's
of
your
times they
GPA?
miss it. A lot of times they miss it. It's so many parents. It's so many parents now that as they continue to as they continue to try and get them this exposure level, they lose sight of the grades. I'm like, look, you can take the SAT, I believe, as early as the 10th grade. ACT is what you want to take that thing. You want, huh? Yeah, you can,
as a sophomore, as a fifth
yeah,
grader,
yeah, you can take it. You can take it 2-3 times and keep your highest scores from each one before you go. I had the privilege of talking to one young man who was like, man, the first time I took it, I got like an 800. I was like, 800 is cool. Oh, well, you know, that's what the NCAA requires, so I ain't pressed. No, I'll take it again. The second time he took it, he got 11. The last time he took it, he got a 14. I was like, dude, if you'd have never listened, you'd have never seen those scores. You down there doubled your yo.
Right. As an 11 or 14, guess what? You're automatically on that board.
Right.
If he would have settled for that 8, then you got to excuse me. The wife is coming in and
it's all good.
Crazy, so we got background noise.
It's all good.
But you know, you're on the fence, and a very low rung on the fence.
Right.
The thing of it is too is that you've got to, and this is what I always tell parents: hey, skip 1 or 2 of these summer showcases. Take that money and that time and invest in SAT,
Right.
ACT preparatory programs.
Right.
Get them in
Without
there
question.
and get them. If you do 1 of those a year or 2 of those a year, each semester, do 1 in the fall, 1 in the spring, for 3 years, as your child is going through as a sophomore, a junior, and a senior, you'll be surprised at where they end up at that test score. And what you said and what you recommended to that young man was absolutely right. Don't settle. You get a lot of kids that settle an 8 or a 900 and say, okay,
yeah.
I'm done. That's
Hey,
it. Done. No
They be
more.
like, hey, good
Don't
coach.
do that.
They're like, coach.
If you go downhill from there, they're only going to take your highest score.
Right. You got nothing to lose. Now, another question. I know many of you just tuning in and watching. We're on the phone currently now, of course, having a great conversation with the legendary Bill Maddox of Lyman University. So if you're just tuning in, you're walking into an incredible conversation. Along with emphasizing the GPA and the academic portion of it, because I always tell them, if your grade is right, you can go anywhere. Please stop believing that it's all based on your skills and that what you do on the field. Those things are added incentives to what's going on. But there's something that I'm really starting to come across when I speak to a lot of the linemen, and I know you may be able to speak to this as well. Outside of academics, the mental health of some of these young men. Many of these young boys they were bullied, they were clowned, they were cracked on because they were big or they were fat, and now that they find success in football, their confidence level is through the roof. There is something that transpires when you go through that kind of curve from feeling low to the ultimate highs. Have you ever experienced a student athlete that came to you that way and was like, man, you know, they keep picking on me, man. They keep saying I'm too slow. I'm not lean enough. The doctor want me to lose 50 pounds. How do you feel about that when you start talking about the mental health of some of these student athletes who take that verbal abuse, be it from their classmates or be it from coaches or adults?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I think, you know, and the one thing that I've learned through my years of coaching and working with youth, and I have to really attribute 2 gentlemen that have been in my life and have affected my coaching career, immensely. One of them being Brud Bignell, formerly of Patriot High School up in Northern Virginia, and then the other one being Clint Alexander, formerly of Woodbury Forest School. Now he's out in Michigan at coaching and bringing on a really good program. But they taught me you got to love these kids up as coaches. The one thing you'll never see me do, and you'll never see done at Lyman University, we don't derate our kids. We don't punish our kids. You see what I mean? I
Right.
make it a point to tell my instructors, if a kid isn't getting it right, we don't make him run punishment lessons.
Right.
We don't make them do up downs. We don't make, none of that kind of stuff. What we do is we love them up. And if you have to teach and shut it down and do individual work with the kid until he gets it right. If during breaks, we need to pull him, because that's what they're there for. They're there
Right.
to learn and get better.
They're there to
And
do
as
better, not
coaches-
berated. Right.
As coaches, this is what we have to understand. That last kid on the depth chart is just as important as that all-world freakish starter. And you have to build, it's called culture, man. A lot of these kids that we've worked with in our programs and individually, we're the only community and support system and family, true family, that a lot of those kids have.
Right. Without question.
And if you don't make them feel loved, because that's the bottom line. That low self-esteem comes from a kid not feeling loved or appreciated, or not having that developed in them in some way and continually reinforced. And we as coaches, guess what? Sometimes we get so focused on the W's and the L's, and so focused on what we're doing that we forget that the things that get us there are those guys, okay?
Right.
And if you show them that love, if you love them up, man, along with coaching them up, those kids will run through brick walls for you. And they will become a family. And that's what winning is all about. Ultimately, that's how you win. You can have all the X's and O's in the world, man. You can have all the freaks in the world on your team.
Right.
If you don't have that family mentality, that family culture, it's only going to last as long as you got them freaks. Because once all them, everything in football is cyclatory.
Right.
Once them freaks all leave, if you don't have that culture embedded and built, and Wayne, you know this, you've seen the great programs, and on every level, on the collegiate, the high school, and the youth. And the ones that seem every year to perpetuate that momentum, to perpetuate that legacy, that drive, are the ones that have that culture instilled in them.
Right.
Okay? It's a culture, man.
It's definitely...
And that's what you got to build. It's not about you or me. It's about us. Okay?
Yeah, it's something that... It's something that as I started to see it and more moving around, even though you may go into a different state, you may go into a different venue, you may go into a different league. You see it not only on the youth level, but on the semi-pro level. You see it on the college level. The mentality and the teams that are truly successful, many of us throw the disclaimer in, oh, they got chemistry. They must practice a lot. No, sometimes the biggest component of chemistry is having that family vibe where these guys know the guy beside me got my back. Shouts out, what's going on, my man? Hey, shouts out, twin. Always doing this thing, Coach Trowell. Shouts out to the DMV Knights just joined us. So many of these great cultures are where you find the W's and the L's are really not even a conversation because the W's are there. Many of these student athletes, as they move around, whether they're in the home or whether they're in school, when they get to football practice, man, that's when they kick out and let their hair down because these my brothers. That's my coach. That's like my other dad. And that's my other mom. And you see them loosen up, and that's where you see that growth from how that last kid on the roster becomes that all-world beast at the end because they transition and they grow from the 5th grade to that time frame. And those relationships, that's why I really marvel at a lot of the youth youth clubs that go all the way up to semi-pro because it continues to give that type of reinforcement to them. The ones that many of the parents now, either single family or a single parent, or maybe even got a mom and a dad, but the mom and dad at work all the time. Whether
Exactly.
whether you know it or not, that one kid that comes in there with his head down usually leaves practice with a smile on his face, no matter how tired he is, and he'll give his all because he's out there with his friends, his family, and people who believe in supporting him. And I think that's a huge part of coaching, and of course, like you said, a culture within itself. Um, I know you said.
I could truly say,
Go ahead.
go ahead.
I know you said you had a big event taking place up at Lackey High School. I'm really interested in finding out more about that. I believe you said it was July 26th, 27th, and 28th, right?
Right. But that's going to be a closed session. We've pretty much filled up on that one.
Okay.
So, but what we're going to be doing is the same thing that we did with the Winchester, Virginia Wolfpack. Is that we're going to go in there and pretty much take over. Lyman University is going in there and taking over the program for those
Outstanding.
3 days.
Man.
So we're going to run our camp for their kids for 3 days. We're giving them a 3-day Lyman University clinic or camp, and we're going to run drills for them, do their install for them,
I think it's,
hold their meetings for them from A to Z, soup to nuts. It's something that we found that youth groups really, and because of the fact that the majority of my staff are all high school, top grade high school coaches. What we're doing is we're trying to show, we've been taking over youth groups for a day or so, and having them bring in their whole programs and basically teach the kids and the coaching staff how to run a high grade, high level, high school practice.
right.
It's from the planning stages where you actually have a practice script.
Okay.
And you're keeping to that time. You've got
Right.
8-minute periods. You're getting everything done. A lot of people say, like, well, we can't do that, coach, because we got so many kids. If you do it correctly, anything is done. So we're
Right.
showing them how to make sure that that young kid who's just learning is keeping up the pace.
No doubt.
Getting his reps. Because
No doubt.
the truth of the matter is, you're here to develop, man. And like I said, if you've got these young guys, and even on the high school level, I see it so much on the high school level nowadays. You may have 5 to 8 studs on your squad.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
These guys are playing both ways. Don't come out the game. Then all them guys graduate.
Then you try to figure out how to replace them. Yeah.
You see what I mean? And once again, I attribute this to Coach McNeil and Coach Alexander. You got to get those down the line guys time, and not just garbage time as the term is used. You don't put them cats in the last 2 minutes of a blowout.
Just to get their uniform dirty.
Getting blown out, are you blowing somebody out? You get them playing time in meaningful minutes.
Right.
Okay? Especially if they are underclassmen that are potentials, that have the potential, and you'll be depending upon them in a year or so.
No doubt.
Get them into that live fire situation, that crucial 3rd and 2 situation, and get him in there. Let him perform. That's how you build his confidence up.
Without question.
Okay. That's the way you build that culture. Because that kid knows now, when practice comes around and I get my shot at practice, I'm going all out.
No doubt.
Because I'm preparing for the game on Friday or Saturday.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
That's
So
incredible.
that's what we're doing now. That's a phrase. That's a service that we decided to offer, where we'll come in and do a day or a weekend or whatever, and put together your whole practice, show you how to do it, and you can film it, get it on film, go through it, hold the meetings with the coaches, to try to get them to the level where when their kids leave them, they're even that much more prepared for the next, to go on to the next level in high school.
Wow, man! And you know what? I enjoy the fact we have an opportunity to sit down and talk with the legendary Bill Maddox, ladies and gentlemen. Coach Bill, where would they be able to get in contact with you if they wanted to have some of these impactful conversations with one of the best that ever done it?
Certainly. You can always reach me at all small caps, Lyman dot University at earthlink.net.
Okay.
Or you can reach out to me personally on my cell phone. It's area code 434-227-0938, or send a friend request to me via Facebook, and it's just plain old Bill Maddox on Facebook.
I know. Oscar Cervelion going down there and doing this thing with IMG over the weekend. I know that had to put a smile on your face. My man doing his thing out there, one of the best, man.
Oh yeah, proud of that young man. And his parents, man, are like so many other parents out there who are, and sometimes you have a tendency to look at that mom and dad up there and saying, okay, that kid is living the parents' dreams. But no, these parents, and so many of them out there that I meet and encounter and work with, they're not living their dreams through their kids. They're allowing their children, their young men, their young student athletes, and that's across the board, man, in every sport and on every level, to live their dreams. I mean, there are so many of them out there who I know for a fact in their heart know that their child beyond this level or that level aren't going to go any further.
Right.
You know what I mean? But they're doing everything they can to assure that they have the opportunity to realize and participate in the thing that they enjoy. And those parents have got to be commended, man.
No doubt.
You know, that the thing that I like about what we do on the level that we do it, Wayne, is that the people that you come across and that you encounter and that you interact with are such great human beings that just want to burst, because you can feel the love in the community that we operate in, and you can feel the love amongst the people that we come across, and it's beyond.
It makes it so much sweeter. It makes it so much sweeter when you see those student athletes go on and see successes and go on and get the big scholarships and go to the big schools, because nobody just walked up and gave it to them. They earned it. They did their due diligence. They put the road work in. He made the students stayed on top of their grades. They reinforced them as emotionally. He had support there when times was rough. They was there. And so many student athletes who doing it out of a one-parent home, or maybe it's just a mom, or maybe it's just a dad, to have a community, whether it's your trainer, whether it's somebody you're working out with, whether it's a coach, whether it's guys in either capacity that we come to them in to help encourage them and say, hey, man, just keep pushing a little harder. You'll get there. It just makes it that much more rewarding when you see them achieve their dreams and aspirations. So I don't really pay attention to those people who say, oh, well, they're living vicarious through their kid. Well, they actually helping their kids see things that, we didn't have opportunities for. trust and believe when we were younger, and I know I can speak for me, and I know for sure it was that way when you played. We didn't have scouts coming to the field. We didn't have YouTube where you had highlight videos. You weren't moving around the country in showcases. If somebody came to see you and you got on, it was because your grades was right, and you just have to be in the right place at the right time. So to see these opportunities available and have people such as yourself able to be contacted, ladies and gentlemen, you at home get a chance to meet, sit down, talk to, and go back and forth and interact with great guys like the legendary Bill Maddox at any opportunity. Please rewind and make sure you check out the show, but also go to Lyman University. Hit him up. He gave his information. Coach Maddox, it's always an honor to talk to one of the legends, man. I want you and the missus to have an incredible day. I know she got home. She probably want to sit down and holler at you about lunch.
You're right about that.
I know that's
hey,
right.
Brother, hey, look, as always, I am inspired and overjoyed when I spend time with you, whether in person or via the internet or even on the phone. You make me proud of what I do and who I am because of people like you and being inspired to continue doing by people like you and trying to meet some of the, and I'm not saying this to blow smoke, but trying to meet some of the goals because you're a goal setter, man. When I watch you do what you do and watch the number of people that you touch, that's such a goal. That's just a very high bar for me to try to meet. And I know I always joke with you whenever we get together that I want to be like you when I grow up. But you know what? Professionally, I feel as though that's something to aspire for. To be and have the commitment and the care that you have. If I can rise to that level, I will feel myself so blessed. And look, big guy, I'm going to get ready to get out of here. Hey, look, as always, I love and appreciate you. You stay blessed and have a very safe and happy holiday weekend.
I sure will. You be safe out there, man. I know you're going to enjoy the fireworks. Get you near a grill and tell Miss Maddox, hey, I'm going to be through for that apple pie soon, man. Come through. Hey.
We got a place reserved on the front porch for you.
Hey.
And she'll make you your own pie, huh?
Hey.
I guarantee you.
What? Me? Oh, man. It's such an honor. Thank you for taking the time to talk to me and the people. My man Oscar just joined in. Oscar, you missed a great conversation. Check it out. Hey, Bill Maddox on the line, ladies and gentlemen. Have an incredible day. Kiss the missus for me, man.
Will do. Take care, brother.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, you got voicemail. It's on the air. It's going down right here. Hey, you can join in or you can call in. Magnificent Monday is on the air. My man, hey Oscar, man, you gotta tell me about what happened down there. I know y'all was doing y'all thing. Y'all doing y'all thing now, IMG. You gotta tell me about it, Oz. Whether you still in there or on your way back, you gotta holler at your boy. You gotta holler at your boy, Big Oscar. Anytime I see the wizard, and then I turn around and see the lion, you know it's going down. Incredible people do incredible things. You got voicemail. Brought to you by Dynamic Specialized Performance. That's right, DSP.net. I'm taking it with me around the curve. You got to get involved. Ah! And there go the lady right there. She on the plane more than me. Probably on the plane.
Hi.
You in the airport? Yeah.
No, I'm in the house.
Man, you going on. What's going on, H?
Yeah. Nothing. I'm working on some things, that's all. Just finalizing some things based on what I was in class for last week. You know, always got to prepare, apply the information that was learned. So I can't sit back and wait. I got to put it to action now.
Impressive. Impressive. Ladies, if you don't know who you rocking with, I don't know what planet you've been on, but if you in the Voice Force universe and you think I'm the sun, she got to be the moon. We talking to the AD. What's going on, mama? I'm excited. Hey, look, I know Pandora's Playbook don't come on till 5, but I already got the goosebumps. Look, I already got the goosebumps. Look.
Well, it's funny based on what you're talking about this morning, and you know the great things that sports does, and the operations and all that kind of stuff. But you know, we're going to discuss tonight the machine itself, youth sports, the machine. Pretty much is looking at when do people need to start. A lot of parents don't know, should I put my child in, at 6 years old, start them in programs to get them with trainers and things like that. The sports specialization, the whole travel piece, the elite classification of players so early, you know, is so that's the conversation today. It's going to, I don't want it to necessarily, well, if it ruffle feathers, it ruffle feathers. It is what it is.
Right.
Because we got to be realistic as to what we're doing. Of course, there's enough research that says what happens. Because again, you know, I always go by what scientists, professionals in the world say about anything I discuss. And at the same time, it is just the experiences of the other parents or people that are involved, players, coaches, and parents that are involved. All those together we should have a nice, robust conversation. So I want anybody, I don't care what your level is,
Right.
you know, come in, have a conversation with us about the topic.
Yeah, I think that sounds like the move this evening. I've always watched and be like, man, I don't know if I should call. I want to call. I want to call. Y'all be killing it. I sometimes just be sitting back and just watching because I was actually, if I posted it, you would probably giggle. But I can go back. I go back to the first time me and you sat down and did the stream, and I look at you now, man, you went, yo, many of you don't know, I might have to post it after this, but to see the development and the joy and the pleasure that's derived from not only getting the information and getting it out to the people that comes from you, and Miss Tiffany is incredible as well. You have to check out Pandora's Playbook, ladies and gentlemen. If nothing else, this evening at 5 o'clock, while you enjoying your ride home in the rush hour, hey, click it up,
Yeah.
hit the Bluetooth on your radio, and listen. I no hate on Michael Baisden, and okay, listen to what's my man name that always had Huggy Lowdown laugh at all his jokes. That's cool too, but I wanted you a chance to listen to Mr. and AD, and I might have to join today. I'm just taken by it.
Well, come on in there, because I think when we first started, we initially became Bonnie and Clyde, I guess, based on the fact of there were some issues going on in youth sports, which is where we began to kind of bounce a lot of things off of each other. And we found out that there was some synergy there. So here we are a year and a half or two later. And yeah, it's kind of made a life of its own.
Wow. Wow. You kind of went from like Monique to Oprah, like real fast.
Cut it out, man.
Hey, you want to play more than me, man? I'm jealous. Give me 20 and frequent flying miles before you get broke.
Sure, I need some more. So yeah, I'll be going down. So right now, as I'm traveling, I'm getting training. Risk management, of course, is my baby. Risk management and safety, and the courses that I'm in is getting my certification as a sports venue specialist, sports safety specialist, in sports and event planning and management. So again, as we go to these tournaments and things, so that's why my eye is never going to change. As you know, when I'm in the press box and I'm looking at the field, that's why I can't just initially commentate a game, because I'm looking at operations. I'm looking at something else. So I can't just look at the player running up the field who just broke open that hole. But if I catch it because nothing else is going on, great. But if I don't, that's why I can't be solo on the mic, because I'll be like, what are you doing over there on them sidelines? And I should be looking at the play going upfield. So yeah, that's what I'm doing at this point in time. So I got to fly out to Florida later on in the month to finalize that, seal that deal.
There's some incredible things coming down the line. And ladies and gentlemen, you'll have an opportunity to get a chance to hear, meet, and see the AD yourself in a lot of different capacities, not only this fall, but at the end of the Deer Talk Summer Tour. I know November 2nd, we got the Battle of the High School Marching Bands. That's going to be crazy. You're talking
yes.
some incredible stuff taking place. You also talking about some of the big events that's already going. C2C Showcase is set to go down and do some great things. So Kansas City, you on the clock, you get a chance to rock with her as well. Along with the show 5, what you got coming up in the near future? So if somebody wanted to find you, they could.
And then right now, what I'm doing this summer is primarily anybody that's getting ready to go to high school. I'm really focusing on those 8th graders going to high school and those already in high school, getting those transcripts evaluated, helping them get their stuff loaded into the NCAA clearinghouse, not clearinghouse, eligibility center. Having them take a look at what their current classes are that they have registered for next year.
Right.
And getting them to take a look and make sure they got all their core courses and having some additional core courses so that they don't not necessarily taking any fluff classes, get things that's going to matter on that transcript.
Right.
NAIA came out with that new rule, their new guidelines. So as the entity of the next level, collegiate sports change, what their scores are, players and athletes got to be early starters on making sure they're going to be ready, prepared for it. And so over the summer is what I'm doing is kind of pretty much taking appointments and helping people through that. And my link was posted for MailChimp to actually get an initial free consultation on that. So if you could just self-schedule, we see what your needs are, and then we'll set a plan of action on how we're going to go further. So, but if you want a consultation, that is going to be a free consultation. You need to sign up before July 15th. And I'll put the link into the chat for today. I guess you have it also already on your page, but people will need to go ahead and do that. 8th graders going into 9th grade, incoming 9th graders, is the eligibility, the clock starts with you, starts with the 9th grade year. You know how 11th graders, they fall short because they didn't do something in the 9th grade because they didn't have their mind right. And then all of a sudden they become this great academic student. But guess what? I got a 3.0 now, this and that, but they forgot freshman year, it was a 1.5 or 1.7, barely a 2.0. So that's the year that really hurts them the most. So 9th graders need to really, really, really get themselves locked and loaded early and understand that if you want to be a student athlete, it starts right now.
Right. I noticed there was some things like, I know we were talking about how when things first started, there was so many different things that weren't going on to a acceptable norm in youth sports. One of the big things we used to talk about, especially with the whole, my man over University of Maryland, getting quality hydration. I really want to take a focus on a lot of the things that we didn't do right here in Maryland because, of course, the whole Senator Hill thing, not only with the concussions, but just the hydration and the way the practices are going. A lot of these events now really take a really high approach to making sure the players are not only hydrated, some even overhydrated, but really making sure the players are comfortable when they step out onto the field. This was something that I would definitely say a year ago has really improved. As you continue to see things and move around, I know you'll be able to critique it a little more. For those who still haven't made the adjustments to finding out more about pre-concussion screenings, how could they get in contact with you if they want to check? Because the fall season is right around the corner, and before your student athlete steps out onto the field, you may want to find out if he's right, so you can find out at the end of the season a post-concussion screening if there's anything that occurred during the season. Yo, the AD is one you definitely want to holler at. That's why she here. How would they go about getting in contact with you?
They can just pretty much inbox me at Vigilant AD. Vigilant AD, which is right here on Facebook.
Okay.
That's my page that is really kind of managing all of that stuff now, and not so much my personal page. At Vigilant AD, you can just find me, start inbox me at that level. Always the MailChimp links that I will put in. So if you do your consultation, we can know what you want. Do you want a baseline screen? Do you want a risk assessment for your organization? A checklist to be able to say, yeah, all these things are in place. Parents want more. Children deserve more. So anybody that's involved in the sports participation and engagement of student athletes need to make sure they could deliver,
Okay.
because it's a lot of liability out there. The ability for student athletes to get longevity out of what they love, for parents to be able to see it, we got to make sure we are doing the right things, and that comes with putting the baseline, whether it's the concussion screen, whether it is having physicals to even know if they should be out there, getting the sickle cell test done, early in your physicals, so that you don't get caught later on not knowing that what status your child was. Having the sudden cardiac risk assessment added to your physical.
Right.
These are basic things that don't cost no money. It's just another piece of paper that you fill out, so that when you go to your doctor's office with that participation physical, you also have that one, so they can see, like, yeah, this person may be at high risk for a cardiac situation.
Right.
So now they can, pediatricians can make proper referrals to who they should get an additional test. Maybe, maybe not. But without actually having good, thorough pediatric physicals, and not that assembly line that we push people through just to say you checked out, I got my physical, and don't even answer the questions completely. It's like, oh, it drives me crazy. But
Man,
that's the level we can make sure.
hit him on the knee with a hammer, get up out of here. You good? Like, no, man. No. Did I pass?
So as these tournaments are going on, ideally, hopefully everybody has at least a cooling station, a location
Right.
that's at the location, having ample water on the sidelines, not having to, and having staff that can come and replenish those igloos and coolers when they empty. Because parents, when they go buy all the water from Walmart, they can only drink so much right there, and then once the water's gone, it's gone, unless you have somewhere to refill it. And it is upon a sports tournament host to provide those things in close proximity,
Right.
or on the sidelines for the team.
It was
I
think funny. I had a conversation about it as early as yesterday. That there's some tournaments now that have a ruling where they say in the registration process they encourage each individual team to have their own coolers, because if they want to practice over here, they can't really control what's going on if you practice over here, because you don't want nobody to see what you're working on. Or if you come over to the field, yeah, you can utilize the facilities and replenish it, but if you're going to do something extra over here, they can't be responsible for that, so you have to bring your own coolers. I was like, okay, that sounds like a proactive approach to it, but that's definitely something that everybody doesn't accept. Some tournaments say, yeah, we take care of it completely, but we got places specified for you to warm up so you can get the hydration that you need. Some places don't provide that. So I've noticed that they calling me, but I'm not gonna answer right now. Every time I get on with you, everybody want to call me.
It's what it is.
It's just superstar. I ain't mess with you, but yeah, but that's another thing that, ladies and gentlemen, whether you're a team manager, whether you're the coach, whether you're the team mom, make sure when you sign up for these tournaments and events that you understand fully what the hydration situation is. I noticed when we did the Showtime Elite Showcase, my man Al, while he's the proprietor, the hydration stations were supplied by the venue, where the venue were the ones that was coming and refilling the coolers. And if it was,
that's good stuff right there. That's a good combination.
You got the subfield over here. If the water cooler was empty, everybody like, man, call Al. No, call Al. You call facilities. And look, hey, yo, we need some water over here. And the facilities.
Well, then Al did a great job. Then, if that basic premise was in place, that basic process was in place, he did a great job in learning what does a facility offer,
right?
Or other than just giving me the field and a press box. Right. Were there AEDs available?
They had some incredible stuff. They not only had a trainer on the field, but they had somebody walking around with all of that. So I'm really happy with the way it went. But once again, that's also that's also because of the venue. Now you got some venues that don't do any of that. So
Any of that.
so as a coach, as a team coordinator, as a team mom, those things are the things that when you get to the field, outside of checking your team in, those are the kind of questions you need to be asked.
Well, you need to have a checklist to even know what to expect. You need to have a checklist to be able to say, yeah, this is a good tournament for us to go to. Once you say preliminarily, what is your organizational structure for da 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 da? So you would ask that of the person, other than saying, okay, for my 325, what we get? Oh, we just get the sidelines and we get two out of 3 games in 3 days.
Right.
Some people are happy with that. We might get a ring, we get a little hardware, but what about all the other stuff that should be happening to ensure? Is there going to be security present? Enough security to keep people off the field? Well, some people don't want that because they want to be the ones going out there anytime they get ready.
Right.
It's like, can we bring our tent? Some places say you can't bring your tents or your shields, your coverings, your shade.
Right.
So it's like you got to kind of know what is available to be able to manage the whole weekend.
Right.
Because going to tournaments is a hard run.
Right.
It's a hard run, but they're fun. They're fun. They're great when everything goes well.
Man, I'm excited.
When everything goes well.
I can't wait. I know we got this weekend 302 Elite. Man, we be up in Delaware July 4th through the 6th. Okay. I'm watching the fireworks in Delaware with the Press Box Bad Boy Twilight. We're gonna go up there and have a good time. And then you still got July 19th through the 21st, the C2C showcase. That symposium gonna be bananas. And yo, if you going, AD will be there. It's gonna be bananas, Mom. You ready?
Yeah, the symposium. I think we pretty much locked it in. It will be that Friday morning. And it has 2 sessions. A session for the sixth grade and under, and then at 7th and 8th grade, because the conversations are a little different for them 2 great groups.
Right.
But the sports safety side, sports safety information is the same for everybody.
Right.
Because it is what it is. But there's going to be a little bit more twist to those middle school populations getting ready to go to high school, and this is their last rotation in that.
I can't wait. Hey, so I tell you what, I'm not gonna wear y'all on with you hoarse or raspy when it's time for Pandora's Playbook tonight at 5. But ladies and gentlemen, please tune in. You can also find it on Zoom. If you can't find it on Zoom, you definitely find it here on Facebook Live. But tune in at 5 o'clock every Monday. Pandora's Playbook off the chain. The AD, hey look, of course the super coach, Miss Tiffany Blevins. Hey look, it's gonna be off the chain, y'all. I'm hyped. I got the goose.
Sean, I see you with your little hardware. What's going on with that?
That's a new one. That's a new one. They got look. I can't even put up in the camera because it got the bling on it. And look, I started going through my collection. I got a nice little one, but I'm gonna start laying back in my style more. Little kids.
Okay.
Go. Oh my God! I'm like, Charlie, it ain't nothing, man. I'm like, here.
You trying to finesse, man? Stop playing.
Hey, sometimes it is what it is. You gotta have fun, man.
You gotta have some fun with it, man.
So indeed, 5 o'clock, ladies and gentlemen, tune in. And also, you got ways to get in contact with her. AD, you want to give me the information one more time?
All right, go to Facebook me at Vigilant AD on Facebook. You could go to what is that? 301-404-1263 is my number. That's the easiest way to get with me. Also, I'll be tonight at Royale Institute, and they're having a community session on. They talk about HBCUs, athletes going to HBCUs. Now, should HBCUs be a part of the conversation? And I say most definitely it's so, because nobody really never talks. You never really hear anybody pumping go to an HBCU. They say D1, 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 D1. That is wonderful. However, we know based on your size, your speed, all that kind of stuff, that may not be where you end up, but very rarely do you ever hear somebody promoting go to a historically Black college.
Well, you know what?
And for our kids.
In the defense of people who say that, I say this. You set your sights and your goals for...
You set your sights there.
And if you fall... You still fall amongst the stars. Well, because
but if you don't even know they exist, see, that's the problem. That's the problem. People don't even know that they exist. People feel like if I don't make a D1, then and the bad part about it, they're thinking of D1s that you hear all the names of. There are thousands of D1 schools. There are D1 HBCUs.
Right.
But they're not the ones you're going to see regularly on TV, on whatever. So if you don't go to an Alabama, you can still go to a North Carolina A&T.
Right.
You know that. So, but you don't know. I told a group of kids the other week when I did a workshop. I said, look on the NFL Hall of Fame and see how many came from HBCU. Look at the NFL and see how many went to an HBCU.
That sounds like a good playbook. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it is real. So I appreciate it. Actually, I'm gonna go over there today and listen to the presenter that's actually presenting that to the young men today, and that if it's open to the public. So it's at the Soccerplex on Ardmore Road. On Ardmore Road. It's I forget the name of it. It's on my page. I share it.
I'll go to your page.
I'll share
it out, man. That'd be dope, man.
Yeah.
Maybe get some live stream footage of that thing. Something.
Yeah, I probably will do that. I'll do that. I'll get it because I don't want to interrupt the segment, but I'll definitely get some insight on that.
Okay.
Definitely will.
Hey, have a great day. I'll talk to you this evening.
Okay then. All right.
That's the girl, ladies and gentlemen, the AD, the Verge Champion Amica, the Oprah of youth sports. Don't like when I call her the Oprah of youth sports, but it's true. Yeah, she be like Oprah in there. Now, as we talk about the Dear Summer already lined up, of course, you already had a chance to be a part of the Showtime Elite Showcase, but be it in Myrtle Beach, you had a chance to see what happened at the Top Dog event that was moved from Ocean City to Maryland. Of course, my man, the commish, Coach Tony, knocked it out and had a great time. Both four. Hey, Big One. Yo, gotta holler at my man right there, no doubt. DeJuan Ellis, sports performance and training. Hey, look, I gotta hook up with you, DeJuan. I gotta get my chi right. See my coochie get a little firm because I've been hitting. Yeah, baby. I do like 25 push-ups in between every live stream. All these ads they be running nowadays, man, I be trying to get me swole on, so I'm bulking up. You know what I'm bulking up. Then probably get slim down. Hey, I developed this taste for avocado now. I really didn't rock with it at first, but it's a healthy fat. And I got that from watching you rock, man. Hey, continue to post. You don't know how you impact people, man, because I watched the transformation and what you was doing from there to there, and it's impactful, man. I love what you're doing. Yo, the Dear Summer Tour again, now July 4th through the 6th, 302 Lee, Delaware, we coming your way. Voice Sports will be in the building. Yo, shouts out to my man Isaiah Fleming. There's some great kids doing great stuff all over the place. July 19th through the 21st, Voice Sports will be at the C2C Showcase, Kansas City, Missouri, shutting it down. You know how we do. We gonna be there, and with the bells on it, hey, let you know we coming to put it down. July 26th to the 28th, the King of Kings tournament lined up to be a great event in Jackson, Mississippi. Had a chance to talk to my man James Davis. Sound a little shaky on that, but I'll get you the inside and let you know for sure if it is or it isn't. You got an opportunity to go somewhere great because, of course, you can make your way down to Lackey High School. We had a chance to talk to the legendary Bill Maddox a little earlier, doing a great joint right here at Lackey High School, so you get a chance to work out with one of the best. Lyman University will be in the building. August 2nd and the 3rd, you got the Clash in Kansas City. My man Chuck Tulsa putting it down. 70 teams gonna meet up and do their thing. Shouts out to Gen X and Battle, flexing on them. Kansas City, Missouri, the Midwest does it the best. It's gonna be incredible. August 31st, though, Border Bowl. Yo, shouts out to my man Curtis Reese. We gonna continue to make it happen and keep it popping. You got a lot of great opportunities to do some great things. Shouts, hey, my man, Lon, what's going on, babe? Always good to holler at you, man. You know how we do. Politics as usual, man. We're going to continue to get it rocking. Hey, the Pro Football Hall of Fame camp start July 9th through the 11th. for the younger student athletes, as well as the special teams kickers and punters. July 12th through 14th, you got the 3rd grade through the 8th grade, and the 16th through the 18th, you got the 6th grade through the 11th grade, as well as the international taking place. That'll be from 10-year-olds up to 24-year-olds from outside of the country. You're talking about student athletes from China, Mexico, the UK coming over to the Canton to get it down with us. Hey, the Pro Football Hall of Fame Academy is going to be incredible. Tomorrow, we're going to have a chance to talk with one of the great people behind it, the director, Debbie Cusco, will be joining us. That's right, the director of the Pro Football Hall of Fame Academy, Canton. Debbie Cusco will be right here on You Got Voicemail on Tuesday. So get ready to get down to business. Now, if you ain't in quite the right shape for it, there's nobody I encourage you to talk to. If you're in Southern Maryland, get with my man, my mellow, Dewan Ellis Sports Performance and Training. Give him a call today at 301-351-8376. Hey, student athlete heaven. That's right, you gotta have like the angels in the heart. Nobody gets you right like my man Dewan Ellis Nephew. You know why? You can get on your core speed, your strength, your agility, your quickness, your hand-eye reflex, and work out with one of the best in Dewan. And not only going to ask you to do things, but he's not going to ask you to do nothing. He's not prepared to do himself. I'm telling you right now, I will tell the story of how Kawhi went. Your kid be in the car like this. Sleep afterwards. 1 hour. Give him 1 hour. Change your life. Dewan Ellis, one of the best. And if you want to get your body right, you still got a chance to step right across the hall or step downstairs and get your mind right. Edutainment Learning Center. His wife, Miss Tanya Ellis, incredible. Noted author, and of course, the founder behind Youth Avenue Solutions, puts it down. Give her a call at 301-292-8588. Find out about the summer camps that's taking place. There's a lot of ways for you to get hooked up with her. Whether you go to the spot on Livingston Road or you go to the one up on Matthews Drive, you got a chance to hook up with them. The Dewan Ellis Sports Performance and the Edutainment Learning Center. Hey, the Ellis Empire. Student athlete heaven just for you, baby. Find out more. Hey, as well, I'll be having my man, another great legend, Dino Campbell, be joining us this week. We'll have a chance to talk to Dino as well before we get ready to gear up, because this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we will be in Delaware. The fireworks is going to fly, and you got a chance to do it no flyer than I. Yo, Voice Sports, the Voice Reporters. Go to the hashtag TheVoyce Reporters, the hashtag. Find out everything that we touch on the Eastern Shoreboard and abroad. We making our way to you. Dear Summer Tour 2019. Hey, this will be the last weekend these go out. Find out more. That's right, it's official to the bone gristle. Because after that, we'll be looking for some of the top 6th, 7th, 8th grade All-Americans in the country to participate in what is going to be an incredible Youth All-American Games, as well as the opportunity for you to sign up for the World Youth Championships. The World Youth Championships taking place in December, along with some of the great things around the country. We're going to put you in position to shine and shine royally. Do your due diligence. Do your due diligence. Do your due diligence. It's for you, not for me. But I want to make sure you know exactly what you get into when you get into it. Hey, look, I tried to coordinate with my John. See, look, I got my Coogee, and then hit him with the bow. You see that? That thing don't say media. That thing say bow. V.I. Pizzle. See what I'm saying? That's a voice in person. That's right, voice in person access. There, yeah.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
So I tell you what, for many of you who had an incredible weekend and look to have an incredible week, please take positivity with you no matter where you go. Please stop, go back and review the video. Last couple times we shot streams, it seemed like when people joined in, it was pixelated. Even if you can't see it, give it your ear, and there's quality information going down. I appreciate my man, the legend Bill Maddox, joining us, as well as the AD Laverne Champion Amica. And tonight at 5, make sure you tune in to the Voice Sports Radio Show live and or my page directly. We're going to get you in the loop and find out more about Pandora's Playbook every Monday at 5. Get right. Look at my bling. I got my bling, 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 bling. Still, look, I throw my crab bowl ring right there. I put my crab bowl ring right there. I be looking like Michael Jordan and them in a little while. I be like, y'all, I still can't keep up with the coaches from Hamilton, but hey, salute to my man. Hey, the Lord of the Rings, the Lord of the Rings, Kevin Boyd, my man Darryl Red Redmond, and of course my man Mike Fuller and all the incredible staff. The Horsemen in the house, baby. You know how we do it. Make sure you go to the page, get all your official Voice Sports Apparel. Go to the webpage, thsmg.org, the Horseman Sports Management Group. Why? We are the Horsemen. We go we want. We say what we want, and we do what we want. Why? For the kids. Don't get it twisted. It's Voice Sports. You rock with the best. We'll see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Be safe and have an incredible Monday.